The human diet has changed more in the last 50 years than it has in the last 10,000. As a result, we're dealing with health issues that we never had to deal with before, especially the new generations. With the increasing industrialization, new crops and new foods were created in laboratories using chemicals and artificial ingredients that may mimic the texture and the flavor of foods, but in reality are anything but foods. When we consume those foods, our bodies don't know what to do with it. After all, for millions of years, humans lived on natural foods that they could either harvest or hunt. That's why when we fill our systems with this chemical Frankenfood, not only we get fat, but we get sick. So in this video, we'll take a look at 7 health reasons to stop consuming those Frankenfoods, and I'm gonna give you my top 10 tips to help you reduce their intake. 7 health reasons to stop consuming processed foods. 1. Food manufacturers spend massive amounts of resources towards engineering products that are so incredibly rewarding to the brain that they overpower our innate satiety mechanism, making us eat more and more and more. 2. One can become addicted to processed junk foods. The hyper-rewarding nature of junk foods, that usually contains a combination of the evil trinity, sugar, oil, and salt, can hijack the biochemistry of the brain, leading to addiction and loss of portion control. 3. The lack of nutrients in these pseudo-foods make us feel weak and hungry. We can eat more of them in a shorter amount of time, and we also burn less energy digesting them than if they were unprocessed whole foods. 4. Processed foods are usually high in sugar and high fructose corn syrup. Sugar is enemy number 1 for our health. It causes serious adverse effects on our metabolism and can promote obesity and diabetes. 5. Processed foods are often high in simple carbohydrates. The simple carbs are low in nutrients and low in fiber, which leads to rapid spikes in blood sugar and insulin levels. 6. Processed foods are often high in unhealthy fats. They usually contain cheap fats, refined seed and vegetable oils like soybean oil that are often hydrogenated, which turns them into trans fats. These fats contain excessive amounts of omega-6 fatty acids, which increase oxidation and inflammation in the body. 7. Highly processed foods are loaded with artificial chemicals, including flavorants, texturants, colorants, and preservatives that increase toxicity in our bodies. 10 tips to reduce your processed food intake. 1. If you can't easily make it in your kitchen, don't eat it. If it's made in a plant and not from a plant, don't eat it. If the animal was fed something other than its natural diet, don't eat it. 2. Eat the real thing. Eat chicken instead of chicken nuggets, fish instead of fish sticks, strawberries instead of strawberry jelly, etc. 3. If the label has ingredients you can't pronounce, don't buy it. The more ingredients the food has in it, the more it has been processed. It will most likely be loaded with empty calories, sodium, sugar, artificial ingredients, and chemicals. 4. Stay away from refined grains, white rice, white bread, white flour, pastries, cereals, etc. Whole grains contain the bran and germ of the grain, which add valuable fiber and nutrients. On the other hand, refined grains only contain the endosperm and go through a chemical bleaching process that depletes their nutrition and leaves a toxic residue of a dangerous substance called alloxan, which has been associated with the development of type 2 diabetes. Stick to whole grains like brown and wild rice, quinoa, millet, buckwheat, amaranth, and teff. You can have whole wheat if you don't mind gluten, but keep in mind that wheat is one of the most genetically modified crops today, and many autoimmune diseases such as celiac disorder have been associated with it. 5. Stay away from artificial sweeteners, high fructose corn syrup, and agave nectar. Aspartame, sucralose, acesulfame K, saccharin, and high fructose corn syrup are all artificial sweeteners. Some health experts suggest that aspartame slowly destroys neurons, and long-term exposure can lead to illnesses such as multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, ALS, and Alzheimer's. Agave contains up to 90% fructose, whereas high fructose corn syrup contains 55% fructose. In fruit, fructose is present only in very small amounts that the body knows how to process, but when you eat fructose in extremely large amounts, such as is found in agave or high fructose corn syrup, it places a significant load on the liver, and it can lead to metabolic syndrome and type 2 diabetes. Instead, try stevia. It's a sweet herb, or raw coconut sugar, which is low in fructose and contains minerals and amino acids. 6. Stay away from refined or hydrogenated oils. Don't purchase any food that contains vegetable oils, soybean oil, corn oil, or canola oil. Vegetable oils are loaded with trans fats. Trans fats are highly toxic, unsaturated fats that are associated with an increased risk of heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and obesity. 7. Do not buy products that are labeled as low-fat, light, reduced fat, or non-fat. As Michael Pollan pointed out, we've gotten fat on low-fat products. The low-fat products are very high in carbohydrates, and excess carbohydrates are turned into fats in the liver, which raise blood levels of triglycerides, an important cardiovascular risk factor. Foods that are naturally high in saturated fat and cholesterol tend to be highly nutritious and perfectly healthy. 8. Shop at the farmer's market. Get great local, real food from farmers you know and trust. Not only will you find the food that is in season, which is usually when it's more nutritious, but you will also find a selection of pesticide-free products and properly fed meat products. It is also better for our environment to purchase locally grown products as opposed to supermarket produce that on average travels 1,500 miles from the farm to your plate, which contributes to fuel, energy, and packaging consumption to transport, conserve, and pack the products. 9. Don't buy soda and energy drinks. Some labeled energy drinks can have up to 62 grams of sugar per 12 ounces. A Coke of the same size contains 39 grams. So instead, try adding fresh slices of fruits or ginger to your water. You'll be shedding toxins while actually hydrating. 10. Make it from scratch. You can make your own salad dressing, your own cereal, your own hummus, your own pasta sauce and snacks. Not only they will be healthier, they will taste better and cost less, but they will give you the bragging rights. The solution is really simple. Eat real food. Period. We can change our food supply by only choosing what we demand. And the best of all is that by upgrading your diet, you also help the planet. But that's a whole other conversation. Anyways, that's all for today. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please like it, share it, and subscribe so you get the following videos. Until then, keep on taking care of your precious temple. Bye!